Have you ever been through a dying season in your life? Now, I don't mean illness or that you actually feel like you're dying in the physical sense, but what about spiritual death, emotional death, when you feel like your soul is dying? Now, that's a lot deeper because it's a lot harder to get out of that type of death and that type of situation because you become captive with your thoughts and you feel like you become a prisoner. But you know what? If you are going through a season in your life where you do feel like you're alone, you do feel like you're surrounded by darkness, loneliness, and fear has set in, just think of it as maybe you're in your seed season. Because we've all been seeds. We've all been in a season where we felt alone, in a season where we felt we were dying. But the Lord uses that season to break us, because every seed has to be broken in order for it to bring forth new life. And the Lord wants us to bring forth new life. He wants us to flourish. He wants us to prosper. He wants us to produce fruit. And if we think of ourselves in the seed season as this is the end, but I want to remind you that no, it's not. It's just the beginning for a new season in your life, a season of growth, a season of nourishment, a season of producing food, thriving. And any tree actually can produce fruit. You could be a weak tree and produce a fruit. Now, it may not be sweet, it may not be big, it may not look healthy, but you can still produce fruit, and you're still a fruitful tree. But our Lord is so amazing, our Lord is so gracious, that He doesn't want us just to produce fruit. He wants us to produce a harvest. And when you produce a harvest, you are at your full potential. You are really operating in that season of your life where God is using you to expand His kingdom. He's using you for what He created you for. So, don't worry if you're in that season. Jesus wants to remind you today that it's okay to be there for a while. It's okay to consider that time a time of just Him working on you. And sometimes God cannot work on you when you're distracted, when you're surrounded by a lot of people, you're surrounded by a lot of voices. Peter was fine walking on the water until he started to hear voices. And he started to hear just the clamor around him. So noise is a distraction. And the Lord sometimes wants us to isolate us from the noise of the world. And He wants us just to Himself. So consider that time a time that's just a season in your life that is going to end and is going to bring forth a bigger harvest in your life. And enjoy that moment with the Lord. Because you may not have people around you, but you have your Jesus around you. And He will fulfill every need during that time and during that season. God bless you all.